warm welcome. You're watching the Big India Today Editors Roundtable. We're looking today at an opinion poll done by CSDS-Lokniti for ABP News, which has got political circles in Delhi and Gujarat abuzz, because this poll shows that the battle in Gujarat is going down to the wire. It's poised on a knife's edge. Is that really the case, or does the pollster have it all wrong? I want to introduce our guests joining us for this special India Today Editors Roundtable, starting with the man whose neck is on the line, Sanjay Kumar. He runs Lokniti CSDS. He's the man who's done this opinion poll. He looks a little anxious, slightly nervous maybe, but it's his neck that's on the line. We'll be discussing his numbers over the next 1 hour. Joining us for a perspective from the BJP, one-time cephalogist, now spokesperson, GVL Narasimha Rao. With us also at this time, my colleague and India Today magazine's editorial director, Raj Chingappa. With us, India Today TV's national affairs editor, Rahul Srivastav. I have a special guest with me, the one and only Punya Prasoon Vajpayee, lead anchor at our sister channel Aaj Tak, and Preeti Chaudhary is with us. She's just come back after spending several days travelling the length and breadth of Gujarat. So welcome. I also want to show that we've got a perspective from the ground. Gopi Manyar is joining us from Bhavnagar. She's out covering the cyclone which is supposed to hit the coast of Surat in a few hours from now. How will that impact battle in Gujarat? So welcome to all our guests. Let's start by giving you the region by region breakup of the state of Gujarat. We're looking first at the vote share numbers. I'll start with South Gujarat, which somehow seems to be showing a big swing in favor of the Congress party. Here are the vote share numbers projected by CSDS-Lokniti for ABP. They're saying that between the last poll, which was conducted in October, to now, the Congress's vote share on the 35 seats of South Gujarat has gone up 11%. 11%. That's a huge jump in vote share numbers for the Congress in South Gujarat. The BJP down from 49 to 40%. That's a loss of 9%. Remember, in just about a little more than a month, a 9% fall is calamitous for any party. Why is this happening? So we're going to look also now at Saurashtra and Kutch. And remember, these are the 89 seats where elections are happening in phase 1, come the 9th of December. 54 seats of Kutch and Saurashtra. Here the BJP is at 45% vote share, up 3% from last time. The Congress is at 39% vote share, down 3% from last time. So we'll just pause there for a moment. This is phase 1. I want to go across to Sanjay Kumar first. Usually, if there is a wave against a party or a momentum that's building up, it's across the state. How is it that you show the BJP's vote share go up 3% in Kutch and Saurashtra and actually come down 9% in South Gujarat, sir?
See, it depends upon how, if you look at the spread of the various kinds of voters in the state. We are talking about the South Gujarat. This is the region where there is a large Adivasi population. When we did our survey in the first round and the second round, you did mention about the second round, which was in the month of October. We got a sense that Adivasi voters were tilted heavily in favor of BJP. But look at what has happened during last 2-3 weeks. Congress has formed an alliance with a small party which has been set up by Chotu Wasawa. And with this alliance, we see on the ground that there is a movement of Adivasi voters away from BJP, and they have shifted there.
So just for the perspective of our viewers, Chotu Wasawa is the former JDU leader who voted in favor of Ahmed Patel in that contentious Rajya Sabha election, after which he was tossed out, set up his own formation, and is now on the ground tied up. He was considered to be a lion on his own seat, maybe a few seats around that. Do you think that's the only reason why votes are moving in favor of the Congress in South Gujarat?
I didn't say that all the votes are moving in favor of Congress in South Gujarat.
They've gained 11% from last time.
Yes, there is a big movement which we witnessed among the Adivasi voters. In our earlier survey, roughly 70 to 75% Adivasi voters indicated that they are likely to vote for BJP. But now, in the latest round of survey, almost it has gone down to 45% for BJP, and similar numbers have indicated they're likely to vote for Congress.
GVL Narasimha Rao, My phone has been buzzing since this poll went out. From Gujarat to Delhi, everyone's talking about it. Has this set off alarm bells in your party?
No, not at all. I think if there is any, these are small samples, 600, 700 voters, and you make a prediction for South Gujarat, you're bound to get this kind of noises in your data. 3 months ago, you said we were getting 60%. Suddenly, you think we have gone to 40%. There is no cyclone that has happened in the last 3 months. BJP has been consistently improving last 3-4 months. We have also been tracking Gujarat, and I can bet on this. We polled 52% in South Gujarat last time. If there is one region where BJP vote share will not move an inch down from 52%, it is South Gujarat.
No, but that's correct, Sanjay, because from the first tracker that you did, where you showed a 30% gap between the Congress and the BJP for the entire state, you got the pendulum swinging completely the other way. You've got the same methodology, the same team on the ground. Why do you think this is happening?
As I said earlier also in your earlier roundtable, that when you do a survey in any state and when elections are not announced, it is an artificial moment. People are not very serious about election. When we did the survey in the first and the second week of August, elections were not announced. Do similar kind of a survey in any state. Even if the government is unpopular, people are likely to say they are going to vote for the party which is in power, and that is what precisely happened when we did the survey in August. I would say in the month of August, the votes which we got for BJP was highly inflated compared to what was the reality on the ground. This would happen in any state. It is not specific about Gujarat. Do it in any state. We always get an over-reporting for a ruling party, and if you do the survey
no,
much in advance,
if what you're saying is correct and the bias is urban, and if the bias is towards the ruling party, then the actual vote share could be lesser than what you're projecting?
I didn't say anything about bias in urban. BJP always gets large number of votes in the urban area, which is also coming out in our survey. There is no bias with regard to rural and urban. But yes, there is always a over-reporting in favor of the ruling.
Just stay with me. I want to get perspective from
one line, Rahul.
Yes, Jivel.
I think Sanjay is a very good researcher because we've worked together. But you can predict an election only when you have your data collection properly fixed in the ground.
You know,
in UP, you gave us 105 seats.
Only
and
UP,
this in exit poll. In exit poll, no, just let me finish.
Remember other 100
no,
polls which we have
seeing
done.
on India Today website, 105 seats for BJP. In an exit poll in Uttar Pradesh, we went on to win 326. That's a 300% higher strike rate than what we have done. This happens when you have small samples and when you don't have control over field survey.
Okay.
This is not a reflection on you. But if you don't have your data collection, you will see this kind of pendulum swings. 60% 3 months ago, when you had GST problems, when you had GST, we didn't fix GST then.
Okay.
Actually, we had a problem then.
Let me get some reactions from our guests. I'll start with Raj Chingappa, who leads the team that puts together the India Today Mood of the Nation opinion poll twice every year. A huge swing, virtually 20%. From 60 now, the BJP coming down to 40% in 2 months. Is that even possible?
Well, I know that's a debate the pollsters will have to have. But if you look on the ground and many of the reports that are coming in, I would say that there possibly are 3 A's operating in this. One is clearly anti-incumbency, and you could see that impact in some of the diminishing returns for the BJP. The second, I think, is anger. There's a certain discontent and anger in the electorate that you can sense, and those who are going on the field can look at that. And there's a third, which people call arrogance. And in Gujarat, they say Tanashahi. And if you see these 3 factors, the arrogance comes from ruling for so long and just being complacent, and of course they have to win for us kind of thing. And I think 3 of these factors are very active at the moment, and that's why you're seeing certainly a fight on there. It's game on in Gujarat. It's not a walkover. Everyone that you talk to and meet, maybe the BJP could sweep. We can get, CSDS can get the polls absolutely wrong. But at the ground so far, on the ground so far, there seems to be a really tough fight on.
If this data is correct, this is not a knife's edge. This is a political earthquake. This is the real political cyclone that's about to hit Gujarat, if this is correct.
Exactly, ये हो सकता है, लेकिन एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण बात कही इन्होंने. ट्राइबल इलाके में फर्स्ट टाइम है डांग के इलाके में आरएसएस का आदिवासी कल्याण संघ काम नहीं कर रहा है. ये वो आदिवासी कल्याण संघ है जो कि केशु भाई के समय में जिसने जमीन तैयार की थी, संजय जोशी लगे रहते थे. इस बार वो बिल्कुल साइलेंट है. इसका मतलब ये है कि जो जादू था बीजेपी का जिस जमीन पर, उस जमीन पर बीजेपी के अपने एलिमेंट्स ही जो हैं वो साइलेंट हो गए हैं।
नहीं, पर अमित शाह कहते हैं कि वी आर गेटिंग मोर ट्राइबल्स. In fact, what he's hoping for is that unlike in previous elections, this time tribals who've been one of the key constituents of the Congress, tribals and Dalits will move away and vote for the BJP. They say Modi ji's been working very hard on this. That's one of their key
हम
planks.
आपको एक आंकड़ा बतलाते हैं। पीएमओ से पूछा गया आरटीआई के जरिए कितने किसानों ने खुदकुशी की। पीएमओ ने कहा 2003 से लेकर 12 तक एक किसान ने। वहीं की होम मिनिस्ट्री ने कहा 2005 से 2014 के बीच में 413 किसानों ने की। सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के कृषि राज्य मंत्रालय जो है उसके जरिए डाटा जारी किया गया, सिर्फ 13-14 में 600 से ज्यादा किसानों ने खुदकुशी की। हमारा कहना है जब
गलत है, ये आंकड़ा गलत है। मैं आपको रिकॉर्ड दिखाऊंगा। गलत
केंद्रीय
एनसीआरबी का रिपोर्ट में अभी दिखाऊंगा।
एनसीआरबी की हम नहीं बात,
नेशनल क्राइम रिकॉर्ड्स ब्यूरो में आता है किसान
एनसीआरबी।
प्लीज डोंट गिव 45 आई विल गिव यू द
तीनों आंकड़े बतला रहे हैं। केंद्रीय कृषि राज्य मंत्रालय, केंद्रीय कृषि राज्य मंत्रालय,
मैं रिपोर्ट दिखा रहा हूं।
One second, I've got limited time. Let's focus on the poll.
नहीं, आइडिया खाली ये है कि फर्स्ट टाइम अगर क्रेडिबिलिटी डाउन हो रही है तो शायद वो सारे एम्बियंस ऊपर निकल कर आ रहे हैं जो बोल रहे हैं कि हम मुश्किल में थे।
Gopi, what's the sense that you're picking up? You've been traveling the length and breadth of Gujarat. CSDS projects that there's a big swing away from the BJP in favor of the Congress. Is that what you're picking up as well, Gopi?
जी बिल्कुल राहुल, मैं आपको बताऊंगी कि जिस तरीके से अगर दक्षिण गुजरात की बात आप कर रहे हैं तो दक्षिण गुजरात के लिए जो आंकड़े बताए गए हैं बिल्कुल सही है, क्योंकि दक्षिण गुजरात में ज़्यादातर पाटीदार भी आ जाते हैं। जो 5 से 7 ऐसी सीट है सूरत सिटी की। हालांकि अगर हम गुजरात के अंदर अर्बन और रूरल की बात करते हैं तो रूरल में तो कहीं ना कहीं कांग्रेस ने गेन किया ही है, लेकिन अगर अर्बन की बात करते हैं तो इस बार पहली बार ऐसा होगा कि अर्बन में भी कांग्रेस ने गेन किया है। और खास करके अगर सूरत की बात करते हैं, जो दक्षिण गुजरात का पूरा एरिया है, ट्राइबल आता है। सूरत जैसा सिटी है जहां पे बहुत सारे जीएसटी अफेक्टेड बिजनेसमैन आते हैं, साथ ही बहुत सारे टेक्सटाइल के व्यापारी आते हैं। तो सबसे पहले नोटबंदी ने असर किया। हालांकि नोटबंदी ने इतना ज्यादा जो रिकवर हुआ था नोटबंदी के बाद, उसके बाद जब जीएसटी आया तो जीएसटी ने सबसे ज्यादा डिजास्टर जो व्यापारी थे उनके लिए क्रिएट कर दिया। हालांकि वही एक वजह थी कि जीएसटी के अंदर इतने सारे बदलाव हमें देखने मिले। अगर जीएसटी इतनी परफेक्ट होगी तो उसमें चेंजेस करने की जरूरत क्या थी। लेकिन गुजरात की जो ग्राउंड रियलिटी थी वो यही थी कि जीएसटी बिजनेसमैन के लिए एक डिजास्टर था और उसकी वजह से ये सारे चेंजेस किए गए। और खास करके पाटीदार इफेक्ट है वो। अगर आप हार्दिक की रैली की बात करें तो संडे को हमने देखा जो रैली निकली थी 10 घंटे तक पूरे सूरत में ये रैली घूमी थी। मतलब कहीं ना कहीं एंटी इनकम्बेंसी, पाटीदार फैक्टर, ये सारी चीजें हमें सूरत खास करके दक्षिण गुजरात के ग्राउंड पे देखने मिल रही है। राहुल,
Jumana, we heard from Gopi. She says anti-incumbency is palpable on the ground. She's been covering many elections in Gujarat. She says she hasn't seen it this bad ever. What's the sense that you're picking up as you travel the state?
For most parts, I agree with Gopi. I think she's quite spot on as far as anti-incumbency is concerned. There is very, very severe anti-incumbency that the BJP is facing this time, and that is manifested in the partidars coming out on the roads as Hardik's rallies, as we see day after day after day. They just continue to be flooded with people, and they are youth. So earlier they used to be, about 90% youth. Now it is about 60% youth, and the rest are people of all demography. So that means that earlier the BJP used to claim that it is only the youth who are supporting the Hardik and the Anamat Andolan, and the older generation which has actually seen a Congress rule know better, and they remember the Kham theory, the Kshatriya, Harijan, Adivasi Muslim theory floated by Madhav C. Solanki. So they remember the elders in the Patidar community. But of late that's not been the case. I have seen so many elderly people also attending Hardik's rally and cheering him. So it is not something that can be undermined. So that is one thing about the Patidar factor as far as the South Gujarat seats are concerned.
I now need to move to Central and North Gujarat. We'll start with North Gujarat, which is got 53 seats. This is now phase 2. That's the 14th of December. In these 53 seats, the Congress is at 49%, the BJP at 45%. Remember, North Gujarat has been the hotbed of the agitations that have been launched and run against the BJP. So here, the Congress has a 4% gap. This is the biggest gap the Congress has anywhere, because in South Gujarat, the gap is only 2%. The Congress at 42, the BJP at 40. Here, there's a 4% gap on 53 seats. That's more than 1/4 the seats of the entire state of Gujarat. Let's come now to central Gujarat, which has traditionally been a BJP bastion. Here, interestingly, there's a virtual dead heat. The BJP at 41, the Congress at 40. Remember here, what's interesting is that the BJP's number has come down by 13%. The BJP's number between the last poll in October and this poll, which was done in November but is being shown now, the BJP is down 13%, the Congress is up 2%. Let me also show you the overall vote share. Now, this is for all the 4 regions of Gujarat, for the 182 seats. This is Sanjay Kumar CSDS-Lokniti's projection. In October, they were showing the BJP at 47, which is now down to 43. That's a loss of 4% vote share. 4% in a month. Is it picking up a trend? Because it was 60 earlier, 47 then, and now at 43. The Congress, which was in the 30s in the first tracker, going up to 41 in October, now at 43%, a gain of 2%, which means as far as vote share is concerned, there is a dead heat. When it comes to seat share projections, there are different models, different ways of doing it. This is the data that's coming in, which can be looked at carefully because it shows what the net voting preference of the state of Gujarat is. 43% for the BJP, 43% for the Congress. If this is correct, it's a dead heat. This is the most exciting election in a long while if CSDS and Sanjay Kumar have this right. I want to bring in now my colleague, India's foremost political commentator, Rajdeep Sardesai. He's just come back from Gujarat. Does this data tally at all with what you saw and heard and felt on the ground, Rajdeep?
I spent all too little time in Gujarat to actually give any big analysis. But I do believe that there is something blowing in the wind. But I don't think it's the kind of wave in a way. Because effectively a party coming from 10% back to level pegging is almost a wave. I didn't see that wave. I didn't see the anger. I must confess, I didn't see the anger. I certainly saw disillusionment. I saw discontent. 22 years in power is a long time. MLAs of the BJP, frankly, many of them have been non-performers. In Surat itself, 6 of the 12 have had to be changed. And interestingly, the 2 regions that you just put, North and Central, since 2002, the BJP has dominated this because this is these were the areas worst affected by the riots. And therefore, the BJP had been successfully able to polarize, particularly in Central Gujarat. So I'm a bit surprised with the Central Gujarat numbers. If these numbers are right, frankly, I believe CSDS should be putting the Congress ahead. Because the BJP wins with much larger margins. If both are at 43% each, then the Congress should be winning this election. I'm not sure. I still think that BJP has the edge over the Congress.
Sanjay Kumar, is the CSDS being careful? You don't want to come up with a poll that is so startling. Thoda balance kar do.
Typically, I'm saying the margin of a BJP victory is much higher than the margin of a Congress, so at 43% each.
I've been to 17 districts all across Gujarat, spanning from the north to Saurashtra to the Kutch to the south. Now, if I can encapsulate the entire mood right now, I'd say it in one line. Everyone we spoke to said only one thing. Most of them don't even know who Mr. Rupani is. They just said one thing: नाराज बहुत हैं पर गद्दार नहीं है. And that is in connection to the Prime Minister. When you're talking about the farmers, yes, and I tend to agree with the Prasun here. When you're talking about the farmers, we went all over. We went to Jamnagar, we went to Junagadh, we went to Bhavnagar, all the farmers there, and their biggest grouse, especially in the tribal belt. A lot of them are kapas farmers, cotton farmers. Now, I'll just give you an example.
MSP is a huge factor.
Forget about MSP. The biggest factor is, let's just go back to 2014. 2014, under the Congress, the biggest of campaigns run by the BJP at that time, and it was spearheaded by the Prime Minister right before he became the Chief Minister then, before he became the Prime Minister, was to give them 2,500 rupees per 20 quintal. At that time, they were getting 1,450 rupees by the Congress. Today, they're getting 950 rupees. And this is the BJP government. So there's a lot of unrest where the farmers are concerned. Women, yes, there is a sense of adulation when it comes down to Modi, and it just stops there. It stops right there. For me right now, the biggest issues in terms of the people we spoke to, unemployment, farmers, and like Rajdeep said there, it's caste over religion this time. You ask them, dharm ke naam par vote girega, Koli samaj ko vote hai.
Okay,
That's
That is a very interesting thing, because for 22 years Gujarat has been driven
Yes,
by the Hindutva
true.
juggernaut. We are speaking about this on the eve of the Babri Masjid demolition. So maybe that, and Modi, to his credit, is trying to build a post-Hindutva narrative. But the local are still playing the old style politics. It's very interesting what's happening this time. It's actually the Congress which has moved away from playing the Muslim card in any form. The BJP is getting caught in that trap. And I feel somewhere that the BJP has realized, the local BJP is Hindutva khel lenge, Congress ko pro-Muslim brand karenge, last moment hamare saath log aayenge. I don't know whether it can work.
You know, when he says that this time around the Congress is doing slightly better than what we had expected 2 months ago, when Narasimha challenges him, there is a point. In UP they went wrong. At that time the BJP did well because of those wonderful little coalitions that the BJP created. This time around he says that the Congress is not going to do well despite the little beautiful coalitions the Congress has created. So there is a warning. Congress has, in the absence of a strong theme like Rajdeep is saying of religion, Congress has stitched those micro coalitions which are interesting.
I want to go across now. So two special guests are joining.
I think I told you in the run-up to the UP campaign, in the rally I told you it's a wave election. We are going, when they were predicting 100, I stuck my neck out. I said 300 plus. I wrote it on a piece of paper and handed it over to journalists, signed it at least 10 days ago. Today I'm telling you, a lot of what you said is actually from the ground. There are all the issues that you have mentioned, you can certainly pick up on the surface. This is what anybody who goes there will find out. But at the end of the day, when it goes to voting, people are not switching.
Joining us is Yashwant Deshmukh. He leads the team at C Voter. I'm sure he's been doing his own polls. With us also is Dr. Sandeep Shastri, renowned political analyst, and PL Punya is representing the Congress. Yashwant, to you first. CSDS has come out with this very explosive opinion poll, which they seem to suggest will be a political earthquake. There's a cyclone coming for sure, but is there an electoral cyclone also about to hit Gujarat?
Well, Rahul, I have been listening to entire debate, and let me first say one thing in supporting Dr. Sanjay Kumar. I mean, he has been doing a tracker just like we have been doing a tracker, and if he says that on that particular day when he's released the poll, the margins have come down, let's believe that, let's trust that. But at the same time, there is one very important factor which I guess that so far all the panelists and all the friends over there have completely missed out, and that probably will explain a lot of things which Sanjay Sanjay wants to explain to you guys if you give him time. I'm sure I can speak a little bit on his behalf as well. The one really big issue which everybody is missing is the issue which everybody was talking about 5 years back when Gujarat went to the poll. You remember 2012, the biggest thing that was being discussed, just like Hardik right now, was the party of Keshubhai Patel and the votes that he was eating up. And how many votes did he poll? He polled 4% overall, and in Kutch and Saurashtra region, where his home territory was, he polled almost about 12% votes in that particular region alone.
Do you see a difference, Sanjay Kumar, between Lehua Patels and Kadwa Patels? One 8%, the other about 6%?
You have all the data with you, Rahul, and you can clearly see that the Patel vote is sharply divided between BJP and Congress, and the factor which you are mentioning, Lehua Patel and Kadwa Patel, is the factor. Both the parties, the Congress, see, some things gives a lot of noise, but things may be happening somewhat differently at the ground. Nobody is talking about the Dalit vote. Dalits are more sharply polarized in favor of Congress compared to what we see among the partidars. But the whole election, if we talk in terms of caste, everybody is talking about the Patel vote, the partidars vote, but their vote is divided between Congress and BJP.
But Sanjay ji,
one question to Sandeep Shastri.
Dalits are 7%. Let's be honest, they are much smaller. The tribals are 15, Patels are 14, and I think the divide is not so much Kadwa, Lehua this time, but income levels. It's about aspiration. Those who are angry about being left out are the ones going. And Hardik, whether you like it or not, is attracting huge rallies. And unlike Keshubhai, this is a young guy, social media alert. Look at his WhatsApp groups. He is doing to Modi what Modi does to the opposition. I have not seen a non-BJP leader so effective with social media. Remember, he started off his career as the social media assistant of one of the Patels who was leading a farmers' agitation.
I want to go across to Sandeep Shastri, who's been listening to us for a while now. Are you on broadly the side of Sanjay Kumar, who you worked closely with, or do you think he's read it all wrong? What are you making of these numbers?
Of course, I would back the data which Sanjay has presented and CSDS-Lokniti has presented. I would support what is being said by them for the simple, and I think there are a variety of factors which have brought this election to the dead heat, which has brought the Congress and BJP so close. I think the BJP post Modi's chief ministership has not done as well as the people expected it to do. Also, the fact that the BJP appears to have taken the electorate of the state for granted is something very visibly, I think, seen in the ground and seen in the survey. And I think 22 years of incumbency has shown its anger, has shown its disenchantment among the people. The point which Rajdeep made about sitting MLAs having not so good a track record, I think all these factors have contributed to this disenchantment with the BJP, which is clearly expressed in this reduced gap that is emerging between the Congress and the BJP.
I'll take a quick break
one more
now,
point at this stage.
and I'll come back and look at that one question which everybody wants the answer to. We've seen the vote share numbers. What can the seat share numbers look like? After that, we'll also do a deep dive into how people perceive demonetization, what they think of GST, how strong they think the anti-incumbency level is, and then we'll compare the CSDS opinion poll with all the recent opinion polls that have come out over the past few days. So we have a lot more, an action-packed second segment when we come back. India Today Editors Roundtable, we are focusing today on the CSDS-Lokniti opinion poll done right ahead of the first phase of elections in Gujarat. I want to introduce you to our guests once more, starting with Sanjay Kumar, the lead pollster at CSDS-Lokniti, the man whom I must say once again has his neck on the line with these numbers. Countering him with a perspective from the BJP is GVL Narasimha Rao. We've got Raj Chingappa with us, Rahul Srivastava, our National Affairs Editor, coming to my immediate left now. Rajdeep Sardesai, Preeti Chaudhary has just come back after spending enviable amount of time from a reporter's perspective in Gujarat. Prasoon Vajpayee from Aaj Tak. With us also at this time is Sandeep Shastri. We've got Yashwant Deshmukh from Dubai. And we've got PL Punya. So welcome once again. Let's now very quickly take the big seat share numbers. This is what it really comes down to. 43% is the vote share percentages both of the BJP and the Congress. Translated into seats, as Sanjay Kumar pointed out, not by the team at CSDS, but by an electoral statistician named Rajiv Kharandikar. This is what CSDS and Rajiv Kharandikar believe the seat share could look like. 91 to 99 for the BJP, 78 to 86 for the Congress, others between 3 and 7. Sanjay Kumar, if it's 43-43 in terms of vote share, why is the BJP so far ahead in terms of sheets?
Survey is always done in a sample of constituency. We have done it in 50 constituencies. It seems that the votes are spread more evenly for BJP, slightly unusual. This doesn't happen. Normally BJP's vote share is more inflated in urban areas, but maybe what is happening is that BJP's vote share is more spread evenly compared to Congress vote share highly concentrated in the rural areas and less in the urban areas. That is the only explanation for why we see such a differential assessment of seats when we convert same vote share for the two parties.
Okay. Rajdeep, you agree with the seat share conversion? Because the one thing, if you work with any cephalogist, you'll figure is that the vote share is what you pick up from the ground. The seat share is really what your mathematical calculation.
Rahul, I just have a quick question for Sanjay. In terms of the percentage of vote share increase, urban and rural, where has the Congress really gathered pace in the last, since you last polled it?
All in the rural areas.
So,
all in the
and rural areas will constitute how many seats? About 110?
98 seats.
But the Congress has traditionally been stronger in the rural areas.
Congress has been traditionally stronger in the rural areas. They have become much more stronger in the rural areas.
You know, where I have a slight problem is if you look at past data shows that there are about 42 seats between the 6 major cities of Gujarat. The BJP won 38 of them. There are 58 seats that the BJP hasn't lost since 1995. Now, and the BJP wins by big margins. So, you know, if these numbers are 43-43, actually the edge, I would think, should be with the Congress, because the Congress is winning by narrower margins. Now, if there is such a sharp rural-urban divide that we are all missing, then maybe, Mr. Kumar is right and the BJP is consolidating in urban areas. The Congress is making some gains in rural, but not enough. My own sense is that the BJP's urban footprint is so much bigger than the Congress, that is where they will win this
No, but
election.
that doesn't really help, because even if you win a lot of the votes in urban areas, you still have that one seat to win. So a lot of it could be wasted.
If I win 75 out of the 98 seats of Gujarat with some element of urban character, I'm almost through.
Okay,
I just then need about 15-20 seats. I don't believe the BJP is being wiped out in rural Gujarat. I just, maybe I'm being skeptical about the Congress, because I've seen the Congress's last mile connectivity in the past. Their ability to take their voters to the booth is a question. Rahul party has mastered that.
The two of these three so-called young Turks on which Rahul Gandhi is depending, they are contesting on rural seats. Jignesh is contesting from Wadgaon, reserve constituency seat. He will lose his deposit in his constituency. There is no way he can save it, because he has a Congress rebel who is actually in contention with the BJP.
Entering parts of his constituency.
Okay. Second, Alpesh Thakur is contesting from Radhanpur constituency. He is losing by a wide margin. If these are rural constituencies. They are not contesting in Ahmedabad and Surat. This is I can tell you a dozen constituencies just like that.
Let's listen.
You should also agree that in Surat, where you won 12 out of 12, this time you lose 3 or 4.
No,
I am very surprised.
Surat will win all the seats.
The BJP is living also in some denial, as if nothing has changed on the ground.
No, I'm telling you, I have.
Why don't you accept that your MLAs have failed on the ground?
No, but we have changed. You see, one thing, the candidate, all unpopular. There are unpopular MLAs.
But they always do that. Modi ji used to change one third of his MLAs.
I did not disagree with what both of you say. I know what you picked up is there on the ground, but we have applied corrective.
But Mr. Rao, let's go back to 2012.
And the Congress has chosen their tickets badly in North Gujarat, which might.
But Mr. Rao, let's go back to 2012. About 10 seats of yours, I'll name 3 in Surat and 3 in Vadodara, where you won from a margin of 3,000, 2,000, 4,000. Now you're coming back at a time when the anti-incumbency is so strong.
We will not lose a single seat. That's my party's feedback.
Those Tehsilas and others, what they are saying, a very interesting story, which gets reflected in the survey here, but the Congress is not talking about it, and there is a very interesting reason why. What they are saying that the biggest problem in rural Gujarat today, after Narendra Modi shift to Delhi, is corruption. After Modi, the stronghold over this thing is not there. Anandiben and Mr. Rupani are not the same kind of rulers.
Also privatization of education.
The problem is
every kid says I cannot afford the education levels in Gujarat.
To the secretary, there is corruption, which Anandiben and Rupani couldn't control. And the worst thing, Congress cannot say it, because then they will have to admit that Modi was good.
In fact, on my Chai Pe Charcha in Surat, I asked this question. No, Rahul, very good question. मैंने ये सवाल पूछा लोगों से कि क्या भ्रष्टाचार कम हुआ? उन्होंने कहा सर मोदी भ्रष्टाचारी नहीं है, लेकिन सर आपको कोई काम गांधीनगर में बगैर पैसे से नहीं होता, मेरे पंचायत में बगैर पैसे से काम नहीं होता, और ये जो प्राइवेटाइजेशन ऑफ एजुकेशन है, हर जगह में जो यंग लोग हैं उससे बहुत दुखी है। ये जरूर
कांग्रेस स्टेट्स में भी यही प्रॉब्लम है। आपको ये समझना होगा कि गुजरात इलेक्शन 2002 गोधरा के नाम पर लड़ा गया, 2007 मौत के सौदागर के नाम पे लड़ा गया, 2012 वाइब्रेंट गुजरात के नाम पे लड़ा गया, 2012 में टारगेट मनमोहन सिंह की इकोनॉमीज थी। हमारा कहना ये पूरा 2017 में गोल चक्कर लगा के आप पहुंचे हैं, ग्राउंड जीरो पर मोदी खड़े हैं, दूसरे किसी नाम पे इलेक्शन नहीं हो रहा है। मोदी के लिए ये वाटरलू है या मोदी के लिए आगे फतह करने की स्थिति है पूरा।
Rahul, since I said 3 A's, I'd add to this M, the Modi factor is a major factor that will swing this way, that way. No, there are 2 other factors. There's men that the BJP has, which is booth management, which is far more superior than the Congress ever can do.
Much superior.
And let us also look at money power. We don't talk about it, but they have much more money in terms of elections.
Which is why these independent, who's putting up these independents? These independents are being put up.
Come on, that's Rajdeep.
Are you saying independent? Are you saying independents are not put up by the BJP?
No, you see, local candidates might be doing it. But you see, we have been winning elections. Don't tell me we've been winning elections only by fixing them.
No, who's saying that? Did I say that? I said
no, but there are local candidates.
I said that is one of your strategies.
Every party does it.
Vice Praful Patel suddenly contesting.
Shankar Singh Waghela put up his strongest candidates where the Congress is strong.
Especially in the OBC
Come on,
belt.
I think you think the whole world is conspiring against the Congress
Which
party.
is why, Rahul, I don't agree with your central Gujarat figure. In central Gujarat, all the traditional Congress heavyweights are from central Gujarat, and that is where Waghela and others will damage the Congress. So I have a problem with the CSDS
I want
survey
to
in
go
central
across
Gujarat in particular.
to the two other pollsters we have on this show. Yashwant Deshmukh,
very
if
big
your
section
poll
of
picked
voters
up
are
43,
undecided. They're not
43% for the BJP and the Congress, what would your seat share conversion look like? You've seen the region-wise breakup. What would be your seat share conversion on these voting percentage data?
Rahul, first of all, this 43-43 split at the central level, I mean state level, is very deceiving, because at the regional level, the margins are big, huge. So BJP is all likely to lose big time in North Gujarat and South Gujarat, but they will more than compensate in Saurashtra, because they are going for an overkill over there by virtue of getting more than 10% vote swing from the GPP, which polled last time, and they are getting lock, stock and barrel that support. So Saurashtra is going to be the overkill for the BJP. That will compensate whatever they lose big time on North and South Gujarat. I agree with Rajdeep on one thing, that central Gujarat is going to be the key area which will decide eventually what is going to happen. And by and large, you will also remember the central Gujarat is the region where majority of the urban seats are. So in the last delimitation, let me remind you that the majority of the increase of the urban seats that happened due to delimitation, that happened in central Gujarat. So the rural versus urban kind of sentiment might come down to play in central Gujarat, but BJP is going to compensate the loss of South and North, which arguably are actually the North and South are the smallest regions. If you look into the number of the seats, they account for about 30 odd seats, most of them. And Saurashtra and central Gujarat are the biggest of the region, which arguably get around 60 odd seats. So these are huge regions. BJP is going for overkill in
Okay,
Saurashtra.
Sandeep Shastri, if the vote share figure at 43-43, if I were to ask you to do a back of the book envelope calculation, what would your seat share numbers be?
I would broadly go with Dr. Rajiv Karandekar's analysis for three reasons. Two have already been stated. I agree with Sanjay ji's region that the BJP's vote share is spread across the state. The Congress is doing well in pockets. The second point, which was just now made, the point that there is tremendous regional variation, and this regional variation points to the fact that the BJP may be doing a little better than the Congress in terms of seats. And I think the third point, which has been spoken only tangentially, I think you still have a phase left in terms of the campaign, and the capacity for a recovery seems to be much the BJP seems to be at a much better place to be able to do a recovery than the Congress, and I think that factor also needs to be budgeted into.
Good point you make, given the fact that it's 43-43 and the fact that there's a certain amount of momentum which really is building up for the Congress. PL Punya, this is Congress's election to win. Instead, the consensus here seems to be that it is actually going to be Congress's election to lose in the end, last moment, because you've got Mani Shankar Iyer saying what he does, you've got Yuva Desh, I think your Twitter handle, saying what it does, giving the BJP an opportunity to come and hit you, plus the last mile connectivity, the Panna Pramukhs, the booth Pracharaks, all of them, their ability to pull out the BJP voter in comparison with the defunct party system of the Congress. That's really the challenge. Even the Congress can't believe these numbers, it seems.
No, Congress is very strong at the booth level, and in spite of the Panna Prabhari or whatever you call them, but they can't match the efficient system of booth Prabhari, booth president.
Let's just say things which make sense. The fact is, over the years, the Congress has been corroded in Gujarat from within. This is a battle where circumstances are coming together in a way, Rajdeep, that it's giving the Congress an edge, but the party system itself is very weak in comparison to the
but they always had quite a large percentage of votes, 38%.
It's like,
absolutely.
It's like in the olden days, to give a cricket analogy, when the West Indies were at their peak.
You say
it was all about, I don't want to lose by an innings. The Congress went into this election fearing कि ये innings से मार खाएंगे, we'll be down to 50, BJP will be 130. Amit Shah was talking about 150. As the election has gone, some of that hubris, arrogance was a good word mentioned by Raj, I think has come down. The Congress is now aiming for a situation where even if the BJP gets 100 to 110, the Congress will claim victory. Anything below 115, which was Mr. Modi's last time figure, will be seen as a victory in your home state. The Prime Minister could not deliver.
अजीब बात है. Vote share is showing a
नहीं, ये तो था उनका. अब बदला होगा.
पर कांग्रेस को विश्वास ही नहीं हो रहा कि वो जीत सकते हैं.
देखिए राहुल, ये समझना होगा, पहली बार कांग्रेस नहीं है कोई पार्टी, पहली बार गुजराती से लड़ रहा है. पिछले 20 बरस में कांग्रेस हमेशा सामने रही है, किसी इशू पे देख लीजिए. इस बार कांग्रेस है ही नहीं. राहुल गांधी को मत गिनिए, फर्स्ट टाइम गुजराती से लड़ रहा है. इसीलिए मोदी के लिए मुश्किल है, अमित शाह के लिए मुश्किल है, और इसीलिए मनी पावर का जिक्र हो रहा है.
Sanjay, what Raj said, very interesting. Those AAA, anti-incumbency, anger and arrogance. Now, these are three elements which build over a past 22 years. But your last survey says that they were doing much better. Suddenly there is a slide. But all these AAA existed 20 days ago, they existed 2 months ago. Now people may be voicing them. Why is it that they were not voicing it, or they were going with the BJP 1 month ago or 1.5 months ago? Because if there is anger against somebody for 22 years, I will express it in October, I'll express it in November also. Why this shift?
Okay.
Is it that they are going to the Congress?
ये हिम्मत अभी क्यों आई?
No, I won't say that. See, what BJP is trying to ignore, which is the big issue in this election, is the economic issues. This GST, demonetization, berojgari, these are the real issues. BJP is always trying to say these are not the issues.
Let me take that. Can I tell you something interesting? In Demo and GST, in UP, demonetization actually helped the BJP create a poor versus rich divide. GST doesn't work that way. GST, very interestingly, is hitting the poor as much as it hits the rich.
Okay, let me show the GST data. Let me show the GST.
The traders are unhappy that a man among them, Narendra Modi, has imposed something which will make them pay taxes.
Okay, I want to show our viewers the development demo GST data. Here it comes. Let's start with development. People were asked, has development benefited you? Amongst only for the rich said 36%. 36% said all the Gujarat model of development is only for the rich. That's more than 1/3 of your respondents. No development at all is 1/5 of the respondents at 20%. Development for all is about 1/4 at 26%. Let's now come to demonetization, and what I'll do here is track the numbers from October, November and December. That makes it more interesting. People were asked in October, is demonetization a good move? 55% said yes. That came down to 36%, sliding further to 34%. So for some reason, the opinion on demonetization which happened last year has changed more than 20% from August to November. Let's now come to a so-so move, neither here nor there, so-so. In August it was 22%, October 25%, November 21%. So category, roughly the same between August and November. Let's now come to bad move. This is quite interesting. It was only 19% in August, almost doubled in October to 36%, has increased even more to 42% in November. 42% of the respondents in this CSDS poll told Sanjay Kumar and his team they think demonetization is a bad move. Why is that changing now, Sanjay?
Because this is the moment when they think that
demonetization happened last year.
No, but this is the moment when somebody is going and asking them their opinion. So they are expressing that because they think that expressing their opinion on these issues at a time when elections are taking place, this is the time for them to topple the government.
Okay.
This is the time
I'll take the same data.
Some kind of a revenge.
I'll take the same data for GST. In August, October and November, here are the comparative data points. 38% in August said GST was a good move. In October, that came down to 24%. In November, that slipped further to 22%. Now, only 22%. This is not just the traders. This is across the state of Gujarat. In that CSDS sample, only 22% think GST is a good move. Let's come to so-so move. 22% in August, 29% in October, 28% in November. So it's gone up by about 6% from the baseline in August. Bad move, 25% in August, 40% in October, 43% now. So GST also going up significantly from 25% to 43%. Rachingappa, what do you make of the fact that the data on that same question is changing? GST was introduced in July. Now opinion seems to be changing. Why?
Well, I think despite all the measures the central government took, the last minute measures to alleviate that, the impact of that will be seen much later. The other fact, and I think Rahul has pointed it out very well, is compared to Mr. Modi, neither Vijay Rupani or the previous chief minister kind of added up. The fact that she had to be removed midway through a tenure and then Mr. Vijay Rupani limping across might deflate a lot of the efforts that Mr. Modi is making to gain the votes
There
back.
is a very interesting data set I want to put out before you. This is about the anti-incumbency index. You know, how strong is anti-incumbency? Do you like what the government is doing? Essentially, that's the question. How many people are willing to give the BJP another chance? Look at the numbers. Here they are. In August, half the respondents said, let's give the BJP another chance. Slipped to 41 in October, down to 35% now. Big fall, 15% in 2 months. Perhaps another chance for the BJP, roughly the same. 13% in August, 16% now. BJP shouldn't get another chance. That was only 25% in August, jumped up now to 39%. So it's not just the vote share figures. Break down the survey, look at different sample and data points. You get the same picture, at least in this poll. Non-committal, 12% in August, about 10% now. So 2% seem to have made up their mind. Finally, because I have very little time left, I want to pull out now the poll of polls. Remember, these are polls conducted by different agencies at different points in time, different methodology. I'll put out first the India Today Access Opinion Poll. This is going back to October. We haven't done a poll since. Our teams are on the ground now. I spoke to Pradeep Gupta, our lead pollster. He's in Anand. At this time, he's doing his own poll, but that will come out only after the second phase on the 14th. So here were the numbers at that time. 120 to 135 for the BJP, 55 to 70 for the Congress, 0 to 3 for the others. Then there is the VMR poll done for Times Now, which said 118 to 134 for the BJP, 49 to 61 for the Congress, 0 to 2 for the others. Then there is the CSDS opinion poll, which has just come out on the 4th of December, which suggests 91 to 99, 78 to 86 for the Congress, 3 to 7 for the others. So Sanjay Kumar, this could make your reputation as a cephalogist, picking an outlier in a state like Gujarat, which conventional wisdom would suggest the BJP is likely to back, or this could be a black spot. That's one of the risks of really being a cephalogist. Final words.
Go wrong in UP and then in Gujarat with Modi around.
Could be either way, but remember, we must tell our viewers, this is the assessment by end of November. We are not saying this is going to be the results. 2 weeks are still left for campaigning. On the 9th, we have the first phase of
No, but essentially, if this is a pendulum, and you showed the pendulum here, you're showing the pendulum going this way. If that continues, the pendulum is likely to swing more this way. It can't go back like that.
If I have to conclude how I look at these elections in 2 lines, one, Congress is gaining momentum, BJP is losing momentum. Second, Congress is, for the first time, BJP is on a defensive, Congress is on a...
Final words, GVS.
I think this is an erroneous conclusion. It's a downward movement because they had sampling errors, massive sampling errors. They botched up their field work. I stick my neck out. We will talk about it. There has never been in any state this kind of a 20% swing in a 3 months' time. If anything, the BJP has improved over the last 3 months, and therefore this entire comparison over time is completely erroneous.
Quick final words.
Let's not look at it as a flash in the pan. The Congress has built votes over a period of time. It's always been 38% and above in recent times. And I dispute what Prasoon says. There is a Rahul factor that is at work. You're seeing a vastly different Rahul Gandhi.
You will be welcomed with garlands at the AICC headquarters in Akbar Road. Rahul Srivastava, final words.
Yeah, I think beyond the cacophony of the two political parties contesting election, I think it's a wonderful reporters' election. There is no dharma, there is no religion.
True.
There are real politics happening. 1 minute, and I would like to say is that in this election, Rahul Gandhi is showing a risk-taking appetite. And Narendra Modi is fighting with everything he has to give him a challenge. I think it's a wonderful
let's be fair. Let's be fair. You know, it's not as if Rahul Gandhi has suddenly come to where Narendra Modi is in the eyes of the Gujarati. I don't think this election, if the Congress wins, will be because of Rahul. I think what is...
It's never because of Rahul. Come on.
No. I think Rahul and the Congress have been intelligent, that they have tried to have a clear strategy for this election. I feel disappointed at times that 10% of the population of Gujarat virtually doesn't matter for the two major parties in this election. But I think at the end of the day, it's about 22 years. Is that enough to build fatigue and give the other side a chance? Or is it simply the Gujarati pragmatic who will say at the end of the day, you know, Modi ji is Prime Minister, he'll help Gujarat. Gujaratis are pragmatic, positive people.
And that's how they look at it.
I very rarely.
And that's how they look at it.
And I don't know whether this caste factor, we are back to the 1980s.
No, but I'm
not so sure that caste plays such an overwhelming
But that's how they look at Rahul. Whoever we spoke to.
I don't think
whoever
I'm
we
not
spoke
discounting it. I'm saying Rahul Gandhi has played an intelligent strategy by allowing other outsourcing.
Not on ground. Not on ground. Whoever we spoke to on ground says nothing about Rahul Gandhi. They have no one. Out of 17 districts, 12 don't have Panna Pracharaks.
Yeah.
You don't have Panna Pramukhs. And lastly, if we are saying that the BJP is going to gain ground before the second phase only the North is going to vote.
Which is
already
if I'm a betting man,
the Congress is
if I'm a betting man, I'll say BJP.
Prasunji, final words.
ऐसा है, व्यापारी कहता है जब मोदी सीएम थे तो हमने खूब कमाया. मोदी ही वो शख्स था जिसने जीएसटी का विरोध किया था एज ए सीएम. शहरी वोटर पहली बार उस डेमोक्रेसी को खोज रहा है जहां चेक एंड बैलेंसेस हो सके. ये खतरा मोदी के लिए है. पीएम रहें आप, यहां नहीं चलेगा.
Okay, you've heard from the pundits, you've heard from the psephologists. My two Anas at the end. So I asked somebody, if this is how bad it's looking, then this could be trouble for the BJP. They said in 22 years, there's a certain amount of anti-incumbency that builds up in a marriage. People start having problems with their other half, better half. That doesn't mean there may be problems in the marriage between the BJP and the people of Gujarat, but will the spouse file for divorce? I think that's the question. Or like the typical Gujarati trader, will you make life miserable for the BJP, negotiate, crib, but in the end say, jaise bhi hai, ye Congress se better hai. That really is the question. We don't know. Our money is firmly in our pockets. Our money is not out. Rajdeep, your money is out in your pocket? Or?
I must confess that I would be very surprised if the BJP loses Gujarat. But maybe I'm living in cuckoo land, and maybe I'm imagining this Modi power.
Money in your pocket or money on the table?
Table.
You're saying BJP is losing?
Yeah.
You're saying BJP is losing. Rachingappa.
Dead heat.
Dead heat. He's very careful, Dead heat, he'll be right either way. Yes, of course. 150.
No, I'm saying this as a psephologist. I told you as a psephologist in UP.
Sanjay Kumar, BJP winning or losing?
Wait for December 18.
He's already said what he had to. He said more than he has.
Yeah, I think Sanjay's money is on the table, and Rajdeep never puts the money on the table.
I'm the only one I'm only the only one out of all of you who's sticking my neck out apart from Narasimha Rao. I'll be embraced tomorrow by the Saffron Brigade. I am saying that I find it difficult. I find it difficult to see the BJP losing Gujarat.
This is where we end. My money is in my pocket. You decide where you want to put your money. But this is, as Rahul Srivastava said, a fantastic election to track. Lots of masala, lots of mirch. Who gets the victory in the end is something we'll track very closely. The best coverage here in India Today, that's something you can be certain about. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to all our wonderful guests. Also to Yashwant Deshmukh in Dubai, Sandeep Shastri in Bengaluru for joining us. Thank you so much. We're slipping into a break. A lot more for you when we come back on the other side. Stay with us.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.